Perfect.
Good.
So we're all gonna be on the same. Like we're all gonna do it together, almost with like different questions.
Okay. So.
Right. Yeah. So like we'll all stand here, and then like she'll ask a question for like my position that I'm running for, and then her, and then we'll just go down that line.
When
Okay,
we're answering,
perfect.
should we be looking at Ella or looking at the screen?
They're mic'd up like left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
That's what I'm checking.
Or back and forth? Like,
So it actually, so the camera will be
Yeah.
on you.
Okay.
You can look.
Two, three. Wait,
So
we're
the
on
camera
1,
will
2,
be on
3.
you. You don't have to
1,
look directly
2,
into the
3, like
camera,
left
but
to
if
right,
at
like,
points
oh,
you want
1,
to
4,
address
4,
the
2,
camera,
1.
you can.
It's
But you can
from the
answer
control room,
Ella.
it's easier
You
to
can look at if you want to,
so-
you know, if you're agreeing with something that they're
Ella's
saying,
my
you
one.
can talk with them. To, you
So
know.
I was right.
okay, got it.
4,
And then
3,
2, 1. Okay, then I was.
I need to look at these questions again.
that should be how it is. Real quick, thank you. We're gonna go from left to right, just to, and she's gonna check you, and then we'll let you know when it's good or not. So if you want to start, just say the ABCs or bingo. You know, like read through just something that you can at the volume that you're gonna be talking at.
Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Hey guys, I'm really nervous up here. Having a great time though. Thank you, crew. Thanks.
Go ahead.
Hi everybody. My name is Connor. For those of you here that don't know me already, how is my mic looking? Let's go.
Good.
Okay, hi, I'm Mella Bloom. I'm the president of SRSGA, for those of you that don't know, and I'm your moderator.
All right, you guys.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Slippery Rock Student Government 2025 Spring Election Candidate Debate. I'm Ella Bloom. I am the current Slippery Rock Student Government President, and I will be your moderator for today's debate. During the next hour, we'll hear from all candidates for the 5 SRSGA Executive Board positions. 3 positions are uncontested, so we'll be conducting a Q&A session with those candidates. For the 2 remaining positions, we'll be holding structured debates. With that, each candidate will have the opportunity to make opening and closing statements and respond to the questions that address key issues facing our student body. I ask that all candidates respect the time limits and debate rules we've established, and that our audience remains attentive and courteous throughout the debate. The goal of today's debate is to help you, the voters, make informed decisions about who will best represent you this upcoming year. With that in mind, let's begin with our candidate for president, Connor Pavlico.
Hi everybody, my name is Connor Pavlico, and first I would like to thank all of you guys so much for watching live here today, and for my audience members, thank you guys so much for being here. Just a couple things about myself before we get started. I'm a political science and pre-law major. I am the Vice President of Campus Outreach for SRSGA currently. I am the Vice President of Finance for the Interfraternity Council, as well as the Diversity Chair for Honors College, and I am in a fraternity off campus, Alpha Sigma Phi, and I'm the current recruitment chair. Just a little bit about my position within SRSGA. Right now I'm responsible for running social media, creating a better campus community between SRU and the local community, as well as collaborating with people on campus. And I'm really excited for a great Q&A session today. Thank you to everybody for being here, and the crew and Ella.
Thank you. With that, we will start with our first question. The first question I have for you today is, what specific vision do you have for the student body over the next year, and what steps will you take to achieve it?
So, my biggest vision for the student body is a student body and SRSGA bridge that we see being built over the course of time, and I want to keep expanding that bridge, and I want to keep working to make things better, but solidifying the ground that we're already working on. I think that the current executive board is doing a fabulous job of continuing the groundwork that the previous executive boards have made for us. My specific vision is a student body and SRSGA that is communicating together excellently, and a part of that, my job is to bring that to the administration and make sure that the students are being properly represented and that their voices are being heard by people that are above me, because this job has a great responsibility, and my role is to make sure that your voices are heard. Another major part of my vision for SRU is that SRSGA is as collaborative and transparent as possible. As I said in my introduction, I worked as SRSGA Vice President of Campus Outreach, so I have the experience to help our executive board collaborate with other organizations, but as well as collaborate with as many students as possible. So building a bridge for students in just making sure that SRSGA is being ran as effectively and efficiently as possible, but as well as making sure that students' concerns are heard. My biggest vision is that every single student at SRU feels like they have a place and feels like that if they have an actual issue or something they want to bring up to us, it's addressed and it's heard and then it's corrected. And one of the biggest steps that I'm going to be taking to do that is analyzing student data and working directly with the executive board to make sure that every student is having a voice and their concerns are being voiced, but also brought to the faculty and the administration community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our next question for you is, what do you believe is the most pressing issue facing our student body, and how would you address it?
I think there's a lot of different issues within the SRU community, but I feel like right now we are taking the proper steps to currently address them. And I think, like I said earlier before, I think there is concerns on campus. There's obviously big concerns on campus that we hear every year. There's concerns with dining, there's concerns with parking, there's new concerns brought up every day. But one of the most unique things about SRSGA is the ability for the entire executive board to work together to properly address these issues. So while I do think that these are huge issues, I think that we're currently taking the steps right now to work towards these issues, but also analyzing student data, like I said before, analyzing the student data that we've been given, not just this year, but past years, and maybe even in the near future, to properly look at these issues and properly address them and take them to the right places. That way, every single student who participates and gives their voice back will be directly heard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With that, we will enter into your closing statement.
So I would like to take my closing statement to talk to the students directly, just to give first a reminder that voting is April 7th through April 9th on SRSGA's core. who you vote for today is completely not up to me, it's completely up to you. I would just like to remind you about how important it is to vote. It's almost as important for you to give your opinion and to voice your opinion as it is to vote for the people that are going to represent you. I obviously would love your vote, but I would more so love for you to vote for the people who you feel are going to best directly represent you. That is extremely important, and with that, thank you again.
Thank you so much, Connor. With that, we will move to our next candidate, Emma Williams. She is running for Vice President of Student and Academic Affairs.
Hi everyone, I'm Emma. I'm so excited to be running for the Vice President position of Student and Academic Affairs. A little bit about me is I'm currently a sophomore. I'm a middle-level English education major with a minor in special ed. I currently work at the SRU and SGA preschool. I'm also really involved on campus. I am the treasurer for Club Lacrosse. I'm currently in SRSGA. I held the position of first-year senator my first semesters in SRSGA, and now I hold the positions of the College of Education senator and sit on the campus outreach committee. I'm also a part of an honor society called Kappa Delta Pi, and I'm also a part of Phi Sigma Sigma in Greek life.
Thank you so much, Emma. With that, we will start with our first question for you today. What improvements would you make to current student services and resources?
I currently think that we have a ton of improvements that have happened, especially with the new Campus Success Center. I feel that with our new students coming in, that this should be really broadcasted and shown all the services that we offer. We have a lot of mental health services. We have a lot of the health center too, which is amazing that we have that on campus and it's accessible to all students. I think that SRU does a great job with broadcasting and showing off all of our services. And I think that with SRSGA, we are able to use all of us as a committee and an e-board together, and especially using the president and outreach, we can easily spread all the resources to everyone online and on our Instagram so that all the students know what's going on and where they can get help when they need it.
Wonderful. Our next question for you is, how do you plan to advocate for students' needs to the SRU administration?
I believe that student comfortability and also students feeling like they have a voice is what makes them successful, and I want to be that person that students are able to come to and ask for advice about different professors or different academic services. I also want to be able to bridge the gap between our staff and our students, because it can be intimidating going to adults and asking them for help or asking them, what should I do about this? How do I fix this with my major? I want to be that person that is able to go to the provost and speak about these issues and advocate for all of our students so they feel like they are doing the best for their education at SRU.
Wonderful. And my last question for you is, how will you address mental health challenges that students face on campus?
I think mental health is a really big issue right now. Personally, I do struggle with mental health issues, and I think SRU with having the counseling center really does help us. I want students to be able to feel comfortable to go to the counseling center and have the counseling center come into more classrooms and let them know about all the services they offer. I just want students to feel like they are able to go on with their education, even though they might have mental health struggles, that they're still able to come to SRU and work through that, but also get a great education at the same time.
Thank you so much, Emma. With that, you may now enter your closing statement.
I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone that's watching and everyone that's in this room right now. I'm so excited to be running for this position. I hope that I make a huge impact on SRU, and that is my biggest plan. And thank you all. Make sure you all go vote.
Thank you, Emma. With that, we will now move into our last uncontested position that we have today, and that is Vice President of Campus Outreach. And the candidate we have today is Chloe Eklund.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe Eklund and I'll be running for VP of Campus Outreach for the upcoming school year. I'm so excited that you all are here today, whether you're here in person or watching on TV. I currently serve as the head College of Education Senator for SRSGA, and I've had the pleasure of sitting on the Campus Outreach Committee for the past 2 years, and I've served as the co-chair for the current VP of Campus Outreach this past year. Some other things I do on campus: I'm in Honors College and I sit on the Diversity Subcommittee. I'm a member of Kappa Delta Pi, which is an international honor society for education majors, and I'm a member of Alpha Xi Delta.
Thank you, Chloe. Our first question that we have for you today is, how will you strengthen the relationship between our college and the local community?
I think that simply making yourself a face that the community sees, not just as a college student or a member of SGA, but just as simply a person. And I think it's important that as students that we're supporting local businesses and going to local events as well.
Thank you. Our second question is, what partnerships will you prioritize within campus organizations?
I think it's important that we collaborate with all student organizations and make them feel that they are allowed to collaborate with us. And I hope to reach out to more student organizations and make them feel as though they can freely collaborate with SGA and other student organizations, and hopefully connect certain student organizations and student organizations as a whole to collaborate together.
Wonderful. And our third question for you is, how do you plan to enhance the SRSGA's reputation and visibility on campus?
I think just making SRSGA an approachable student organization that students feel they can go to as a resource. I think that a common misconception is that SGA is scary, that we don't seem approachable to students at times, and that's not true at all. I think that everyone at SGA is an amazing person, and they're there for a reason, to help the student body. And I think just reaching out and being that resource and that source of knowledge for the students is what we can do to better the campus as a whole.
Thank you so much. With that, you may now enter your closing statement.
I just wanted to say I'm super duper excited to run for this position. I'm so glad that everyone was here to listen to this today. It's so important that you use your voice as students in elections and anything involving the student body. And I'm hoping that we can be, as candidates, that voice for you.
Thank you so much to all the candidates that showed up today. Even though they had uncontested positions, we really appreciate you coming out and taking the time to answer the Q&As that we pulled from the students. With that, we will be right back for the debate between the candidates for the VP of DIB.
had organic chem lab, and then I had an immunology lecture, and I have an immunology exam.
Living with opioid addiction.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we have the candidates for the VP of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging. We have 3 new candidates, and they're all going to be given a 1-minute opening statement and allowed 1 minute to respond to each question, followed by rebuttals to each candidate's response. With that, we will start with Owen.
Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in today. My name is Owen Maharg. I'm a sophomore secondary education history major. I've been in student government for 2 years now. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to be the Speaker of the Senate this past year. And as far as a few other things I do on campus, I'm a member of Honors College as well as the Rock MMA Club. And you might also recognize me from my job at Starbucks in the Student Center. The reason I want to run for this position is because I want to take the skills that I have learned through being on the executive board this past year and use them to advocate for you. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope I can get your vote.
Thank you, Owen. With that, we will move to our next candidate, Diana.
Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Urukura. I am currently a junior at Slippery Rock University, and I major in Accounting Information System and a minor in Information System. So I dabble in a lot of things on campus, and I'm also an international student. And I find myself to be very present in the moment. I find myself to thrive in environments where diversity, inclusion, and providing a safe space. Also, as a founder of an anime club, I know that it's very hard for people to look out for a community where they feel like they belong. And I as a person that's running for the VP of Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity and Belonging, I want to be that speaking voice for people that feel like they don't belong on campus. And I really want you guys to look at every single candidate standing here and feel like your voice is being heard tonight.
Next, we will move to our 3rd candidate here.
Hi everyone, I'm Here Zaveri and I'm running for the VP of DEIB, and currently I am in SRSGA as an international senator, and so I'm very involved on campus. So I'm also the president of Rock Apartments House Council, along with I'm in the international club. I'm also a supplementary instructor for biology, and as an international student, I think I can relate to a lot of all the diversity people are on campus, and I would really like to help all of you. And I thank you for listening, and thank you for being here. Thank you.
Our first question for the debate today, we will hear from Owen. The question the students want to know is, how will you ensure diverse voices are heard in student government decisions?
Yeah, one of the things I would like to do, should I be fortunate enough to be elected to this position, to ensure diverse voices are being heard, is to give more opportunities for people to express their feelings. I would do that by hosting frequent town halls. We already offer open forum during our formal meetings, and we also have committee meetings, but those can be intimidating things to go to if you've never done this before. So I'd work with whoever the future VP of Campus Outreach would be to advertise these town halls to make a comfortable space for people to let their voices be heard, and then have me, through my position, be able to elevate their voice to the right level.
Thank you. We will now hear a rebuttal from Diana.
I believe that for students to be able to be heard on this campus, it's important for myself to put myself in their position and go out into the field and look for students and understand what they feel and understand what they're going through and take personally their I'm sorry. So I personally believe that I should look forward. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Okay, so as a rebuttal to what he said, I personally think I should put myself out there and go look for students, reach out to their communities, understanding what their struggles and areas in which they feel like their voices are not being heard. I personally feel like that as an international student, we have struggled a lot with these kind of things, and to have someone in a position where they can directly be a mentor or a friend towards me and be like, I have something for you, I know what to do, and lead us in the right direction would also help students to understand where they're coming from.
Thank you, Diana. We will now hear from here.
I actually really liked what Owen said, and like how we could have town halls, which would be less intimidating and also like more friendly. And I also agree with what Diana said, like approaching students by ourselves, like just as a normal friendly conversation. So I agree with both of what you guys said. Thank you.
Thank you, Kier. We will now hear from Diana on the same question.
Okay, so back to what I said again. I like Owen also said, these town halls and putting myself out there, I think it's very important that we as people that are working in the SRSGA reach out to marginalized communities and people of color, because I feel like a lot of people of color don't feel like they're being seen in these high positions. And I'm standing here right now in front of you and I'm telling you there's opportunities on campus for you to join these and for you to be able to express your opinions and what you think about what we have to do as a community.
Thank you. We will now hear a rebuttal from here and then Owen.
I think that what Diana said is true, because I'm also an international student, so we have faced a lot of things, and I also think that yes, those things will help a lot, and you guys have the opportunities. It's just that it's hidden right now, and I would like to express that more. Yeah.
Thank you. Now hear from Owen.
Yeah, I agree. So as we mentioned, like town hall is a good first step, but it's also important to do follow-up with that. And that follow-up can include going and reaching out to many people of the community that may be affected. We can't let, or not that we shouldn't let, but we just can't rely on one person to be the voice for an entire community. That's tokenism, and that's not okay. So it's important that we continue to get multiple voices on an issue.
Thank you. We will now hear from here on her response to the question asked.
So I agree with whatever Owen and Diana has said until now, and I also think that I would, along with the VP of Outreach, to just like create more events, like friendly events which has games and also like creative stuff, so they can express their thoughts even while doing something fun. That way they can de-stress and also make their voices heard, so it's not that intimidating. And also it's more friendly rather than us like doing everything formal. They have that space to themselves. Yeah.
Thank you here. We will now hear a rebuttal from Diana and then Owen.
Adding on to what here said, I believe that I have came up with a little program in my head that I would want to implement, and it's towards marginalized communities or very small communities that we don't see up in front most in this goal, such as like providing Eid dinners or like something for our Muslim students, especially during the time of Ramadan. They feel like they're not being connected or seen on campus, and I would love to provide such activities for them.
Thank you, and now hear from Owen.
Yeah, I agree. It's super important that we can provide opportunities where students will feel comfortable to come out and communicate, and whatever that platform may be, I think it's necessary to make students' voices heard. So I think here his idea is great for having fun events where people can talk, and also Diana having events specifically for certain communities. I think that's really important as well.
Thank you so much. With that, we will move into question 2. To start, we will hear from Diana. The question the students want to know is, what is your plan to connect and support all SRU students while maintaining the nonpartisanship required by the SRSGA?
I personally think that I should be able to go out in communities. I should be able to reach out to different type of organizations. I should be able to attend all diversity and inclusion and all types of cultural events on campus, to be there and speak to the people, understand what the people are feeling, understand their expressions of opinions, and then take that back to SRSGA and then tell the executive board of all the findings I found and come up with a small group of people that can go out there and look for these kind of information, bring it back to me so I can implement these plans.
Thank you so much. We will now hear a response from here and then Owen.
Sorry, is it a rebuttal?
Yes.
Or, okay. So like I agree with what Diana says, but I think that what if it's like you going to all of these events, but it can be a lot. So like how would you like actually implement those things, and like wouldn't it be too much of work? So I think it's better to just have a conversation instead of like attending everything. But yeah.
Thank you. We will now hear a rebuttal from Owen.
Yeah, to add to both of their points, I think it's important to get out there as much as you possibly can. I'm fortunate enough to have a light schedule next semester, hopefully with 12 credits, so that will allot me the time to do that. But I think it's also crucial that we make our faces known so that people know who they're supposed to come to, and we can do that by working with our VP of Campus Outreach. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now hear a 1-minute response to question 2 by here.
So what I would do is I would obviously have all the events and going and also connect with the VP of Campus Outreach, but I would also create like a form or like a box there where they can just write what they're thinking and how they're feeling if they don't want to communicate, and I would read through all of that and figure out a way to just help them without actually like them being seen or anything, like even though their voices are being heard but they are not like actually communicating because they're scared to tell. So that way I could actually help more people out without having any issues.
Thank you here. We will now hear a rebuttal from Owen.
No, yeah, I think that's a very good idea. We need to be able to hear from others, and they're not always comfortable going and doing that in person, whether it's through office hours or other things. So to kind of add to that, we do already have our SRSGA email, which we can get information from students about. If we could maybe promote that more and just work together as SGA as a whole to be more welcoming to other people to listen to their problems, I think that would be beneficial.
We will now hear a rebuttal from Diana.
While I do agree with what here said, I believe that polls and forums are not the way to go about it, just because not a lot of people want to take their time and invest that kind of time in responding to the forums and polls. And that way we're just losing a bigger outreach on people that we should be connecting with. And I do agree about going back on the very first point that Owen pointed out, which is the town halls. I think that's a very excellent way to implement a way where people can come and talk to the VP of Diversity, Belonging, and Equity and get ideas of what they want us to do for them.
Thank you so much, Diana. We will now hear a 1-minute response to question 2 from Owen.
Yeah, so through the rebuttals, I've sort of answered this question already, but as we continue talking, I think it's really important that we work as SGA as a whole to make ourselves open to the student body. We also need, as the VP of DEIB, to take the time to go out there and talk to people ourselves. Not everyone is going to make the time out of their day to go speak to us. That's our job. We need to be going and doing that as well. So we need to work with campus outreach, but not only that, we need to be doing some outreach ourselves.
Thank you so much, Owen. We will now hear a rebuttal from here.
Yeah, I totally agree with what Owen said, and I would actually, if I'm able to do that, it would be actually really helpful to actually go and talk with people face to face and like alongside them, making them come to us. It would be better and friendlier to us reaching out. Yeah.
Thank you here. We will now hear a rebuttal from Diana.
I agree to what both Owen and what here have said. It is better for you to put yourself out there. So they have a face that they can familiarize with on campus. If you see me and you see the VP of Diversity Belonging, just see me as a friend, someone that's here to listen to your concern and someone that can go back to the SRSGA, implement those ideas.
Thank you so much, candidates, for that fruitful discussion. With that, we will now move into closing statements. We will first hear from here.
So I'm gonna use this closing statement time to just thank you for everybody to like listen to this debate, and also thank you to everybody who is in this room, and vote for whoever you think is better for this position. And it's at the end of the day, it's your word and your vote. So it's really crucial for you guys to actually take the time and vote. So it would be better for you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much here. With that, we will hear a closing statement from Diana.
Okay, so I'm very honored to be here and running along these amazing candidates today. And my closing statement, again, from the first point I made, for my people of color and for my marginalized communities, these opportunities are here for you on campus, and I want you to go out there, grab them, because my voice is not enough to shout out or like give an influx of energy that you guys can. So when watching this debate, if you are, please vote. These opportunities are just for you to represent yourself on this campus. We're already the minority, so your voice is very important. And I wish for you to watch this debate, get inspired from these people running around here, and you vote for the person you think represents you the most. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, we will have our final closing statement by Owen.
I'd first like to say if I was a potential voter right now, I'd be feeling pretty comfortable. Both of the candidates next to me are amazing options, and I would not be concerned for the future of this position because either way it has a bright future. I'd also like to say, use your vote. This is your voice. This is how you get representation. So listen to what we've had to say. who aligns best with you and make an educated decision that way. I thank you all for your time, and I hope I have done enough to win your vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidates. With that, we will be right back for the final debate of the afternoon for VP of Internal Affairs. Welcome back, everyone, to our final debate of the afternoon. Today we welcome two more candidates that are running for Vice President of Internal Affairs. We welcome Timothy and Emily. You will hear 1-minute opening statements from them, responses to 2 questions, and a 2-minute closing statement from each of them. We're starting today with Emily.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily Sennett and I'm a sophomore biology major here at Slippery Rock. I am currently the Vice President of Internal Affairs and I'm running for re-election. A couple other things about me, I'm a CA here on campus in Watson Hall, so you might recognize me. I'm also in the Honors College and Tri Beta, which is the Biological Honors College, and I'm a member of University Forum. I'm so happy to be here. I just want to thank everyone for being here today.
Thank you so much, Emily. With that, we will hear from Timothy.
Hi, my name is Timothy Young. I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior accounting major, and I am currently in the student government as a commuter senator. So listening to all you commuters out there, I'm standing up here for you guys. And I also am in Phi Sigma Pi, and I just want to thank everybody for being here. If they can make it to the end, it's the last one. So.
Thank you so much. With that, we will get right into the debate. Our first question for Emily today is, how do you plan to enhance the SRSGA's efficiency within its internal operations?
Yeah, so I think that's something that's really important. Like I said, I currently hold this position and I think I've done a pretty good job at staying really organized and having really fluid conversation communication with not just the Senate and Executive Board, but also with the student body. Something that I think always needs to be improved is organization and efficiency, and there are a lot of different ways. There's no wrong way to improve all of this, but definitely just having that clear foundation of communication with our Senate is something that I really value within this position and would work really hard to continue.
Thank you so much, Emily. With that, we will hear a 30-second rebuttal from Timothy.
I absolutely agree. I think communication is key. I think that's the main part of internal affairs, to make sure not only can you reach the E-board and your senators, but you can student government as a whole. You can reach everybody at the same time, make sure there's good communication between people, and make sure everyone's voice is heard at the same time.
Thank you so much. Timothy, we will now hear your response to question 1.
I think it's being efficient, make sure everything's streamlined, good communication between everybody, because I feel like sometimes there needs to be maybe some more communication between E-board and the senators. I feel like the best way to do that is internal affairs. You're the voice, not the voice of the Senate, not the speaker, but you are representing them in a way, since you're internally affairs. So I think that as well that I have a very flexible schedule next semester. I don't have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I want to be in that office for you, and I want to be able to, you can come to me at any time and we can talk through things.
Thank you, Timothy. We will now hear a rebuttal from Emily.
Yeah, so I think Timothy and I have really reached a consensus that communication is really important. And like he said, being in the office is really a vital role of what I do currently. It's the most important thing, especially with connecting with the student body, just being present, whether it is physically or able to be reached via email or GroupMe, just being a present body in SGA.
Thank you so much. We will now move to question 2, and we will start with Timothy. The second question we have for you today is, if you could change one thing about SRSGA's internal operations, what would it be?
I think the main thing I'd want to change is I want to hear from all my senators. So I'd like to maybe implement a form. We do it a couple times a semester. It could be unanimous. We can have maybe just the senator, what they are, commuter senators at large. And I want to hear back. I want to hear, what are we doing, everything that you want us to be doing? Is there stuff that we can improve upon? And is there stuff that we're doing good? I want to hear feedback. I want critique. I want to hear from everybody.
Wonderful. Thank you. With that, we will hear a rebuttal from Emily.
Yeah, so I think a form is a really great way to reach out to the senators. Sometimes I know that can be a struggle for people, just having to feel like there's an endless amount of tasks for them to complete. So just something I do already is reaching out and checking in on people week to week, and I find that that's been very fruitful so far, and I would definitely continue and strengthen that process.
Thank you. Emily, we will now hear your response to question 2.
Yeah, so something I think is really important that needs to be improved, that I could definitely improve as well, and that always needs improved, is the bonding within Senate. A lot of people are coming from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different majors, and sometimes it can feel like you're one in a crowd. So just making sure that we have those strong connections and those friendships, so that way we can help improve campus, but also kind of get along with each other and be a friendly face to go to, and not just someone that's like seen as a colleague.
Thank you, Emily. With that, we will now hear your 1-minute response to question 2.
It's
Rebuttal? I'm sorry, I got lost.
No, you're all right. So I absolutely agree with your points. I think that not only should we just be there for them, but we need to be a friend. I'm very personable. I want you to be able to come to me at any point. I'm going to be in the office. I'm going to be on campus. Email me, text me, anything. I want to hear from you. I want to be that person that you can come to and you can see as a friend. So like we can all be friends together. We're all in student government together. We want to be friends. We want to be like a family.
Thank you so much. Apologies for the confusion. With that, we will now hear Emily's 2-minute closing statement.
Yeah, so I just want to encourage everyone, kind of like a broken record, just vote. Voting is the most important thing you can do, not just here on campus, but at large in the future. You will not be making a bad choice no matter where you go. So just get out and vote. It's really important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. We will now hear Timothy's 2-minute closing statement.
I absolutely agree. I think she does a great job now. If you want some change, vote for me. Like, I'm not gonna just say vote for me. Like, you're gonna have a good candidate either way. I do want to say though that if you are watching, you're interested, so vote. We want all the votes we could possibly get. We want to get all the data, so vote. If you're watching, vote.
Thank you so much. With that, that brings us to the conclusion of the Vice President of Internal Affairs debate. So as we close out today, I want to thank all the candidates for coming in and sharing their visions, ideas, and perspectives with all of us. Your preparation and your engagement demonstrate a genuine commitment to serving our student body. I'd also like to thank the audience for your attention and your thoughtful questions, and your participation makes our campus democracy meaningful. Remember that voting is April 7th through 9th on core, and every vote counts. So please make sure your voice is heard in shaping the future of our campus. I want to give a special shout out to the WSRU-TV crew and the Rocket for making today's debate possible. And thank you for participating in this important process, and best of luck to all our candidates next week.